What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, if you go to my channel and you watch the last video I did, it was about Adrian Broner. And I was just kind of talking about his upcoming fight with Carlos Molina. In that video, I also mentioned the fact that him taking this opponent, I was okay with him taking a tune-up fight, a softer touch opponent against a Carlos Molina based on the devastating loss. I edited it, I exported the video, uploaded it on YouTube. Some of you guys already commented on it. And just as soon as I did that, I went to Boxing Scene. Shout out to Boxing Scene. And there's an article of an interview that Broner just recently did. And this motherfucker's acting exactly the fucking same. Like he hasn't learned, like the Maidana beating did nothing. And I like Broner as a fighter, like in terms of him in the ring. I think he has potential if his head is in the right place. And I've always maintained that. I've never overrated him or said he was better or he could beat Pacquiao or Mayweather. I never did any crazy shit like that because those guys are all proven. You know what I mean? And as far as his resume, he's just kind of on the up and coming. But it's amazing to me that some people and different people have different personality. He's like the complete contrast to Manny Pacquiao. Now, whether you love or hate Manny Pacquiao, I haven't really heard anyone say he's a horrible person. He's a good person. You know what I mean? He does stuff for charity. Not to say Broner doesn't, but even in defeat, he takes it like a man. He got knocked out by Marquez, and he said, "Oh, he got me," and he just eats it. Or the Timothy Bradley loss, which was highly disputed, very controversial. He sucked it up and he took it. On the flip side of the coin, on the opposite side of the spectrum, you have Adrian Broner, and these are the types of things he's saying in a recent interview. Everybody's looking for Adrian Broner to be this new humble guy. Well, if you're looking for Adrian Broner to be this new humble guy, you won't get it. He said, "I'm still the same fresh, fly, flashy, young, rich, and famous young man." And I guess the interviewer asked him about Maidana, and he declined to talk about the Maidana loss, said he was on the call to talk about his upcoming fight, which is Carlos Molina. And he also goes on to say, "At the end of the day, I'm still getting a hell of a check. So I don't care if it's on the undercard, on the overcard, on the side card." He closes with, "Anybody with the pedestal they put me on, anybody taking this loss I did probably would break them. But coming from where I'm from, you know I'm strong mentally and physically, so I'm okay and perfectly fine with myself. I want Carlos Molina to be on his A game, blah, blah, blah." This is amazing to me. Like, I honestly thought, and after the Maidana fight, I said, Broner gets a slice of humble pie. But I guess he didn't get a slice of humble pie because he's openly saying that this hasn't changed me. This kind of reminds me of, there's a song where Tupac, he was like, he got out of jail and he's like, "Prison ain't changed me. It only made me worse." And that's kind of how Broner's acting, like, fuck this loss. So I hope he's putting on this front and he's saying this to the public, but I really hope he's going back to the basics, digging down deep. Because you gotta, my problem with some of these young fighters is it's a different world out there. A lot of times coming up, these boxers didn't even want to fight. They were bad and getting in street fights or in trouble with the law or whatever, and they had a lot of energy or whatnot, and their parents put them into boxing. But it wasn't like they wanted to box and they grew up watching it. And it just so happens that they had this monstrous power, or they were really good once they got accustomed to it and learned like the basics or whatever. Like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was knocking fools out, robbing people, doing all types of crazy shit. And then he got into boxing from that. Or if you take it back even farther, you got guys like Joe Frazier. He was the 12th born kid in his family, and they grew up kind of poor. So to me, overall, boxers get into boxing for different reasons, especially the throwback. If you look at all the throwback classic fighters, a lot of them did it out of necessity. They needed to make a living. They weren't necessarily highly educated or good at this, or, you know what I mean, didn't go to college and go to ITT Tech and get these acquired skills. They didn't go to DeVry or some shit. And they were tough. They were just tough people. They were strong, whatever. Got into boxing. Nowadays, it's a different world. You got boxers who, they like the fame. They're like, "Oh shit, I'm a world star. I got 20,000 followers, you know what I mean, on Instagram." And they're doing selfies and shit. So it's just a different overall experience. People nowadays can get into boxing because they kind of like it or something they're decent at, but it's not a necessity. There's other avenues like Broner. I mean, he wants to be a rapper, so maybe he could. There's a lot of whack rappers out there, so maybe he could um, make a song and, go in the studio and sell doing that. I don't know. I don't know what kind of music y'all listen to. So it's just a different world, and I don't like seeing these young fighters who just get caught up in the limelight. This is like read boxing. Zab Judah. Zab Judah is one of the people. He's been on record. He said, young, being from Brooklyn, not having that type of money, he was living the fast life. He was fighting world title fights, not really training, partying too much, drinking. That's why you gotta respect guys like Floyd Mayweather, and it's crazy because a lot of people liken Adrian Broner to Floyd Mayweather, but I told you time and time again, even before the Broner Maidana loss, Broner is virtually nothing like Mayweather. And that's because Mayweather, he talks shit, but he backs it up. He talks shit, but he shows a respect and a level of appreciation and a level of mutual respect, despite anything he's ever said about Shane Mosley, Ricky Hatton, Pacquiao, anybody. If he fought those dudes, or if he were to face like Pacquiao, since he hasn't fought him, I think he would treat Pacquiao like an elite fighter. I don't think he's gonna go in there and like trying to, He's not gonna go fight a dumb fight because he has no respect for Pacquiao. I'm pretty sure he respects Pacquiao's level of skill. You know what I mean? And he's done that to Shane Mosley. He talks shit about Shane Mosley, talks shit about Hatton, Victor Ortiz, but you could tell when he gets in the ring, he's focused, he looks sharp, and despite he was calling Canelo, he was like, hey, the Lucky Charms mascot, you the Notre Dame mascot, you Chucky. He was talking shit about Canelo, but he went in there and he fought the right fight. Adrian Broner, not so much. I mean, you're going there acting like you're on top of the world. I'm getting a paycheck. Like, that's good. That's cool. But a lot of people are clowning you for picking Carlos Molina. You talk all this shit and then you fight Carlos Molina, and then you're saying, I don't care, I'm still getting a paycheck. I mean, that's cool, but what are you in it for? Do you want to be a world champion, or you just want a dope paycheck and some new kicks? So not really feeling some of these young-minded fighters in terms of their personality. Not saying I don't like them in the ring, but I don't like that attitude. I don't think that's the right attitude for boxing, and I think that's the attitude that's going to get you fucked up. And a lot of these fighters just seem kind of, some of these younger cats, they just seem delusional to me. Amir Khan, he has his little issues where he thinks he's like granted a Mayweather fight, even though he's looked suspect recently. If you were arguing this before the Lamont Peterson, okay, cool, because you were on the incline. You look at Victor Ortiz, he says stuff like the guys that beat him aren't on his level. Maidana's not on his level. Josito Lopez broke his jaw, but he's not on his level. Broner's saying, I'm still getting a paycheck and I'm not going to be humble. It's just, I don't fuck with that. I don't deal with that. And I don't think that's the right attitude for boxing. You have to be mature in this sport, and boxing will force you to mature, whether you believe so or not. Get knocked out cold by one of these dudes, or stop and see if you don't come correct. So we'll see what Broner's learned. I'm not gonna count him out, but then again, he's going in against a light puncher, so it's not really proving much to me. Carlos Molina, if he does beat him, he's not the best of the best. He's a solid fighter with a decent resume, but anyone nowadays can have a pretty decent resume given the amount of belts that are available and the guidance of, promoters or who you're facing, So we'll see what Broner's learned. I don't agree with this demeanor, this behavior. Let me know what you guys think. Should Broner be more humble? Leave a comment. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.